Those are probably the chapter P hints. Nothing? You guys are ready for the test? No. Okay, give me something to do. 67. Just so you guys know, as it's getting to that one right there. Good question. Okay, just so you guys know, the way I'm going to work this tomorrow is we're going to do the calculator part first. It's 2 questions. I'm planning on doing the entire test online, but giving you a piece of paper where you're going to write your work out. Okay? The 2 calculator questions I don't think need any work written out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you do the 2 calculator questions, and then I'm going to probably put a timer on it of 15 minutes on the calculator questions. It shouldn't take you longer than that. Okay, so it'll lock you out after 15 minutes, so you need to work really fast on those, right? But I'm going to have you type your answers into those, and then I'll trade you for your calculator, and I'll give you the password to the second part of the test. Does that make sense? Okay? So that was how we'll deal with it, you having the calculator and the non-calculator. You won't be able to go back to the calculator. You'll have to make sure it's all done in that one's time frame. Okay? All right, this one, remember this and this have to match, right? So what do I need to get on the actually, I don't need to get anything, do I? I need to move that 5 over, don't I? The limit as x approaches 0 of, I'm going to split it off as 1/5 times sine x over x. Okay, so what does that go to? 1. So what is my limit of this one? 1/5. And don't forget, the multiple choice that we went over on Friday is also part of this. I think there was one where we had to add something in, right? So if it was 2x over 3x, what do I need to add in? What do I need? I need this and this to match. So what number do I need? 2. So I would need to multiply top and bottom by 2, right? So you'd have 2 sine of 2x over this 3 over 2x, and that would go to 1, and so it would be 2/3. Do we see the difference between the two? Okay. Make sure you're ready for that. I guarantee that's there. Okay, 100% guarantee it's like this on the test. I was looking at the test this morning. Okay? All right, what else? 68. All right, this one is pretty much there. Okay? It may or may not have the 3 in front, but this is the other one that you had to know and have memorized. The limit. Where is my... I want this. Okay, so... remember that you have the limit as x approaches 0 of 3 times 1 minus cosine x over x. What does that limit approach? No.
Oh, wait, like 0.
0, right? The sine approaches 1. The cosine approaches 0. So what's 3 times 0? 0. Okay, so when you see this one with the 1 minus cosine over x, even if you didn't remember it perfectly, but you kind of know that it's got to, the cosine goes to 0, the sine goes to 1. Okay? All right, what else?
54, number 1.
Page 54, number 1. Let me guess that's up
Are
here.
you recording this and stuff?
Yes, it's been recorded. Okay, so yeah, I've got that taken care of already. All right, so so this is a calculator question, right? We're going to take this thing, and I want you to type it into your calculator right now. Okay? So x minus 2, x squared minus x minus 2. Okay, we'll see. I can get it in too. I even turned the calculator on. Took me half an hour to get the recorder and the calculator out this morning. So, yeah. Good thing I was here early, huh? Come on. There it goes. Okay, so I'm doing this thing. It was x minus 2. You don't graph it, that's right. X squared. I mean, you have to graph it, but we aren't looking at the graph necessarily. Minus x minus 2. X minus 2. Enter. Okay. And it was asking about, it gave us some specific values to input, right? And I'm going to, so when I set up the test, I'm going to show the table in like the instructions, but you're going to fill each one of these in as like a fill in the blank, okay, type question on the test. So I need to put in 1.9, 1.99, 1.999. So the way we do that is I go back here to the calculator. We go to var f1 of 1.9 was the first one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we go to var f1 of 1.99. Oh, it looks like it's going to the same thing. How many decimal points do I need to write down?
3.
I need to write down 3. 1.999. Okay, and then it looks like I need to go from the other direction. What was I doing from the other way? Oops, not that. Alright, 2.1, 2.01, 2.001. Okay. So, we've got var f of 2.1. I like to go from the outside sometimes. Var f of 2.01 and var f of 2.001. Make sure you can do that. Okay, I'm gonna put these on my screen there. All right. Okay, so in this one right here, let's see. It was they're about the same, weren't they? 0.334, 0.334, 0.333. From this way, it was 0.333. Oops, this was 0.333, 0.332, and 0.332. So, or 322. So, what would we say that this limit is approaching overall? 0.333. Okay, well, we're doing calculator. Let's do it's the next one. Oh, no, the next one is not calculator, is it? Uh-oh, I just jammed it up. All right, you tell me what else do you guys want to see? Which one? 67, number 37. Okay. That one? Okay, so this is the properties of limits, okay? You guys, these should be the easiest questions on the test. There's 2 of them, okay? They should take you all of about 10 seconds to do. Okay, together should take you 10 seconds to do. Okay, so, sorry, I hit that button. I don't need it anymore. What is this saying to do times the G limit? Multiply by 5, and what do we get? 15. I'm going to shut that. All right, what's the next one say you're doing with the 2 limits? Add them together. What do we get for 2 plus 3? 5. All right, my third grader could do this. Okay. All right, what are we going to do with these 2? Multiply. 2 times 3 gets you 6. And then what do we do with the last ones? Divide. Can we handle that? 2 questions on that. You get. Okay. All right. What else do you guys want to talk about?
Number 88, 23.
Which page is it? Page 88?
Yeah.
Alright, page 88. It's getting there. That one?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to find the vertical asymptotes. Remember, vertical asymptotes are what's left behind. Okay. And then the holes is what cancels, right? Alright, so I would probably try to factor this first. I think this one might be a slight trick on the question here. That factors as a cube, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So what would my signs be?
Plus, minus, plus.
Good. And then the cube root of this is? X. Cube root of 1 is? 1. And then we've got square it.
X
Square it.
1.
And multiply for the middle. So these cancel. So I'm left with that. So do I have any vertical asymptotes?
Yeah.
Is there anything left in the denominator?
No.
No. So I do not have any vertical asymptotes, but I do have a hole where?
Negative 1.
Hole at x equals -1. Is a hole removable or not removable?
Removable.
Removable as a whole, okay? Is an asymptote removable or non-removable? Non-removable is an asymptote, okay? So I would say this one doesn't have any. No asymptotes. Okay. All right, what else? What others do you guys want to do?
Page 81, number 83.
Page 81, number 83. That one. Okay, this one is on the test, so 100% star guarantee that it's there. We need to make sure that you do it correctly, okay? Let me pull up. I think I have my answer key from last year. I didn't have my answers up yet. I want to make sure I do it the way I want you to do it. Hold on. Apparently I didn't save it from last year. Alright, apparently I don't have it in there. Okay, so in order for the intermediate value theorem to work, there were two things to guarantee the value of C. So first thing, we have to find the endpoints, right? And make sure that the this thing is between them, all right? Actually, first it has to be continuous. So is that a continuous function?
Yeah.
Yep, write it down. F is continuous. We're going to get there, yeah. Okay? And then we have to, you have to verify the theorem first, and then you have to show the C. So there's two things to this question, okay? Then I'm going to take and I'm going to evaluate both of these endpoints and make sure that their Y values surround that. So we've got F of 0 equals, when I put 0 into this thing, what do we get out of it? -1. And then F of 5, the other endpoint, because remember those are X values, equals 5 squared plus 5 minus 1. So 25 plus 5 minus 1 is what? So is 11 in between there?
Yeah.
Yes, so therefore IVT applies. That's what I need to see. No, this is going to be you have to write it out part, okay? I believe it's like one of the last two questions on the test, okay?
IVT applies or why?
You have to put that.
No, but like why or just
Why? No, just IVT applies. You've proven it, right? You've told me you've done the theorem. You stated that it was continuous. You showed that these guys were between it. Now we're going to use the intermediate value theorem to find that value of C. So this is where I take the original, okay, and that number and set them equal to each other. So x squared plus x minus 1 equals 11. What are we going to do to move that 11? Subtract it. Alright, and then we need to do your factoring. What does it factor into? Okay, and then x equals -4 and x equals 3. Which one doesn't work? Why is the -4 not work? It's not between 0 and 5. So my C value that I would be that I would show that works is the 3. Okay? Alright, what else? What others that we need to go over from this? We haven't touched yet on the book hints. Which one? Page 80, 57, that one? Alright, yeah, this is a good one too. Find a constant A or the constants A and B such that the function is continuous on the entire real line. Basically, the right and the left-hand limit have to be equal. So the way that we do this, if we were going to find a limit, is we would plug these numbers in and set it equal to each other, and that solves for A. So I'm taking this and I'm plugging it in for X. And I'm taking this and I'm plugging it in for X. So we've got A times 2 squared. So what's 2 cubed? 8. 2 squared. So what's A equal to? 2.
So we have to set them equal to each other.
Plug the number in, set them equal to each other. Okay? Technically, we did the left and the right-hand limit, but we didn't write that down. Okay? All right, what else?
Page 68, 46.
68, number 46. That one. Okay. We're supposed to find the limit of the function if it exists. Why can't I just plug the -1 in? Yeah, we get a 0. So we need to factor this. So you guys need to factor it really quick for me. You tell me, what do we get? You need a magic X and a box, or however you did it last year. And X plus what? 1. I could have probably guessed the X plus 1, right? Why is the X plus 1 there? We got to cancel it, right? Because the goal was to get rid of the denominator. So the simpler function was this one. And it's probably not going to have all those instructions. It's just going to say find the limit, and you have to know to factor and cancel. What's wrong, Caesar?
Okay, after the magic X and stuff, how do you get 2x minus 3?
How do I get that?
Yeah, when you factor it, I get plus.
2 numbers that multiply to -3 and add to -1, right? No, 2 numbers that multiply to -6, right? I'm doing it wrong. And then add to -1, so -3 and 2, right? Do you remember how to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, now I do this differently than Rondeau did, so I don't know how she does it. I use the box. You don't have to use the box. You can do whatever method you know how to do. So what times what is 2? 2 times 1. I put my 2 up here because it divides that 2. How many times does x divide -3x? -3. How many times does 2x divide 2x? 1 times -3 is. So that's how I get my numerator. Okay? Are you okay? All right. My suggestion for you is find somebody who's in Rondeau's class and have them reteach you. Or go see Miss Rondeau today again. Okay? And make sure you know how to factor. Okay? Because you don't want to go into this test not knowing how to factor. Or come see me this afternoon and I will help you. Okay? All right. I'm going to go ahead and plug that -1 in. So 2 times -1 minus 3, what do we end up with? -5. All right. What else? Are there any others? 67 on the same page. Okay. We did it already, yeah. All right, what else?
Page
67, number 27, that one. Okay, so it's direct substitution. I'm taking this and I'm plugging it in, and what do you know? It's a unit circle problem. All right, so, and you don't get to have your unit circles out, obviously. So I'm out 0, up 1. What's the sine of pi over 2? 1. Most of the time in calculus, we give you the ones that are on the quadrants. Okay, so you need to make sure you write that coordinate out correctly. Okay. All right, what else? What else have we not gone over that we need to talk about?
Page 55, number 12.
55, number 12, that one. All right, so it says, use the graph to find the limit if it exists. If the limit does not exist, explain why. So it says it wants the limit as we're approaching 1. So as we're coming at 1 from the left, what is the y value? 3. As we're coming at 1 from the right, what is the y value? So that has a limit overall of 3. And I believe there's 3 of these on the test where you literally look at the picture and you have to give me the answer. They should take you all of about 30 seconds for all 3 problems. Okay. All right, what else?
Page 88, number 7.
88, number 7. Let's see how close that gets us. There's 80. Oh, that one. Okay, so let's plop this guy into the calculator. So everybody type in x squared over x squared minus 9. Okay, these are the limits as we go to infinity. So you have to decide if it's going to positive or negative infinity. So everybody practice this. This is one of the 2 calculator problems. Okay, and again, we're going to be typing these in. All right, I'm going to do a doc B. Okay. X squared over x squared minus 9, right? X squared minus 9. Okay. Now, again, I'm going to give you, you're just going to type your answers into the Chromebooks, right? Oops, not that.
What if my X is capitalized?
It shouldn't hurt it.
Oh.
The capitalize, I think it's on there's a caps lock somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, it's if you hit second and this button right here, it should turn the caps off.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so now let's see. I have to plug in. I'm going back to my numbers, not that. This. Negative 3.5, negative 3.1, and so on. Okay, so you guys remember how to do that?
Yeah.
So everybody practice that. So remember, you go var f1 of negative 3.5. Oops, that's not 3.5. 3.5. And then var f1 of negative 3.1. These should be no-brainer type problems, right? Okay, so I'm going to give you a minute. I want you to type all the numbers in. I'll post the numbers up there again in case you're not following on the Chromebooks. Okay, so everybody's plopping those numbers in, and you're going to tell me what you get. Sorry. Oh, I know why it's doing that. I don't have the pen on.
Even the bottom number.
Huh?
Even the bottom numbers on the chart.
Yeah, put everything in. Because one is coming from the left and one is coming from the right. Okay, you ready? All right, what about the negative 3.5? What do we get for that again? 3 decimals. 769. Okay, and then what was negative 3? It was 15 something, right? 7 what? 5 4. Okay, what about the negative 3.01? 150.75. 0. Okay, and then the next one was 1,000 what? 1,500.
750.
And then, so what was this one going to? Positive infinity. All right, coming at it from this direction, what'd you get for this number? $1,499 point. What is it? 25. Okay, and then this one I'm guessing is still negative. 25, and this one is negative 254, and this one is negative 2772. Okay, and so this one is definitely going towards, because you got to think about it going in this way, right? So what's it going towards? Negative infinity. Okay, and again, I'm going to give you the tables, but you're going to fill them in like fill in the blank problem. So you're going to fill in each one of those answers, and then also fill in what is going from the left and what's it coming out from the right. Really watch your notation, okay? And on the ones where you have to write out and show me work, you need to watch your notation, okay? All right, is there anything that we haven't done from the book problems? Those ones have all done. We did the multiple choice on Friday, or a bunch of the multiple choice on Friday. All right, what about this one here? Find the x values which f is not continuous, which of the discontinuities are removable. So you need to factor the denominator for me. So what does the denominator factor into? Okay, good. So what cancels? So there, when it cancels, it's a Whole. So I know I've got a whole. Is a whole removable or non-removable? Whole is removable. Okay, and that's at x equals -2, right? You set it equal to 0. So basically you swap the sign. And then you have a vertical asymptote at where? X equals 5, and that one is removable or non-removable? Non-removable. Okay. All right, let's see. I'll give you a second to write here. All right, what about this one here? This one I know is on it again. This is like a 30-second problem again, okay? As I'm coming at the C value, they didn't tell me C, did they? All right, let's assume C is supposed to be 1 and negative, or sorry, is -1 in this case. Does it say it? Oh, it says it right here. Duh. In the picture. On the test, it will say it in this spot right here. Okay, what it is. All right, so C from the right. This is the right side of C. So what is the Y value going to here? Y value. 0. Okay. What about from this direction? What's the Y value going to? 2. So is there a limit overall? No. So what do I write for the limit overall? D and E is fine. Does not exist. There is no limit. That's right. Okay. What else do we need to talk about? Let's see. Oh, wait. Are there any others that we haven't done? What about that one? What is it coming at from the right side?
0.
What about the left side?
0.
So what's the limit overall?
0.
0. Should be pretty easy looking at the pictures. Let's see, what else have we not done yet? Let's see. Use the graph to find the limit if it exists. If not, explain why. Okay, so as we're approaching 3, okay, which is right here, what's the left-hand limit going towards? Negative infinity. The right hand is going towards infinity. So what's the limit overall? Are they going to the same place? No, so it does not exist. Nope. On the test, you don't. You just need it to give me... I know it does, but on the test, it's not going to have that. Why is it? Because they increase or decrease without bound, or because they are... it's a jump discontinuity, right? All right, what about this one? What's the limit from both sides? 1. Remember, when you're looking at the limit, you're looking at the Y value. I think that was it, wasn't it? All right. Were there any multiple choice that we didn't do on Friday that we still need to do?
All of them.
We're not doing all of them. I'm not repeating work I've already done. All right. Let me see. Let me pull that one out. Okay. Oh, I know what else I need to do with you. Let's see. We've done something like that. This one here? Yeah. Okay, and then there's something I do need to pull out at the end here. Okay, so this one right here, number 5. Really quickly, this is from the multiple choice. Is it okay to direct substitute the 2 in?
Yes.
It is, because it doesn't make the denominator 0. So we've got 2 squared is 4 minus 4 over 4, or 4 plus 4, so it's going to be 0 over 8, which is still just what? It's still just 0, so it's got to be answer choice B. Let's see. I'm going to flip through really quick. See if there's any others that... I think that one you probably have to factor and cancel maybe. That one this one right here, make sure you know that one. I'd write down number 7 multiple choice, make sure you know that one. We did a bunch of these on Friday. Let's try this one, okay? If I'm stopping to try it, it must be because I flipped through and saw it on the test this morning, right? So we've got the limit as x, oh, I don't even need to write that. I just need to sub in, right? 0 and cosecant of 0. All right, so cosecant of 0 is the reciprocal of sine, isn't it? So it is, well, it's not 0, it's undefined, isn't it? So what does the answer say? You guys have the answer key, don't you? The zeros don't cancel. I'm going to guess that it's probably negative infinity. You guys put that on your calculator real quick. Get a picture of it. X cosecant x. I'm going to guess it goes to negative. Or it's either going to go to positive or negative infinity is my guess.
I think it's like
It's not 0.
Why not?
Because that doesn't cancel because it's undefined. It's not 1.
Because wouldn't you just put X over sine X?
Oh, okay. That, Evangelique's correct. Okay?
Is it 1?
Yeah, it's 1.
I don't see
Here's
it,
why.
David.
Okay, so let me explain why. She did a good job. We couldn't do the direct substitute because of that, right? Okay, so let's look at this here. So now we've got another name for cosecant is 1 over sine, right? So now that I have that, what does that limit go to?
1.
We know that that limit goes to 1. Good job, Evangelique. Yeah, that was good. Okay. All right, I'm not worried about 18. We did that one. That one's we're probably okay there. We're not worried. Okay, so there's 2 more I want to go over with you, okay, that aren't in there, so you need to write these down, okay? So these are probably going to be, one of these 2 will probably appear on the test, okay? So if you don't necessarily have to write the whole thing down because the video is going to get posted, okay? So your guys' should get rendered first. So because all of my classes have tests tomorrow. So hopefully by after school. Okay? So because I can usually do one during 3rd period. I know. If you don't, if I don't get it up like David, he texted me yesterday and said your video's not up yet. Get off your butt and get it done. He didn't say that, but he was nicer than that. But. Okay. So we have to do all 3 of these things. Okay? So we're gonna I'm gonna start with part A where we have to find f of -1. What does that mean I do? Plug it in. What is this thing right here? That's the interval that it's on, right? So it's between -1 and 2. Okay, so I'm plugging in the -1. What's -1 squared? 1 minus 9 over, let's see, 1 squared again is 1. Minus -1 minus 6, double negative's going to go? Positive. So we've got -8 over what? -5, so 8/5. We okay? Oh, wait. Caesar's right. What's 1 plus 1? 2 minus 6 is I missed the first one, so it's got to be, that's going to be what? 2. All right. The next thing says we have to discuss the limit as x approaches 0. So the limit as x approaches 0 of our function x squared minus 9 over x squared minus x minus 6. Can I direct substitute on that one?
Yes.
Yep. So we put 0 into the top. I get -9. What do you put? When you put 0? Technically, I don't even have to reduce on the test. We would probably go to this. Okay. Okay. So we now need to discuss the continuity of the function. Okay. So the continuity of the function means. Oh, does it factor and is there anything that cancels out, right? So what does the numerator factor into? Right, x plus 3, x minus 3. All right, what does the denominator factor into?
X plus X minus 3 and X plus 2.
Okay, so what would cancel? X minus 3. So we know that there's a whole. at x equals what?
3.
Is that going to matter for this interval? No. Okay, so that doesn't count as part of my answer, right? What about what's left behind? The vertical asymptote. So we know that there's a vertical asymptote at where? That was a horrible at symbol. X equals. Is that going to matter for our interval? No, it's not inside the interval. So is it continuous on the interval?
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is, because the 3 is outside. 3 is out here, right? And -2 is out there. So in between there, we know it's continuous. So we'd say, therefore, f. It is supposed to be a trick on part C. You're right. Okay? F is continuous.
If you get one of those wrong, so is everything wrong?
No. I give you points by each part. Okay? On the interval -1.52. Okay? All right, there's one more I want to go over with you.
Just say that stage.
Okay? All right, here's another one. We're supposed to prove that it's either continuous or discontinuous as on the given interval. There's no given